Okay, now let me just digress for a few minutes and give you some important information on the construction of the foot. You can't really go far without learning to draw the hand and the foot well. These are 8 different angles on feet, actually 10 or 11. And I'll use a black wax pencil made by Prismacolor. I'm also going to show you some views from beneath the foot. The foot is made up of, 3 sets of forms. One of those sets of forms is here. Okay. And this one comes from the heel, which is another of those forms, and extends to the outside of the little toe, filling in this space and corresponding on the underplane of the head to one of the pads that dominate the underplane of the foot. The third form is here. These are the tarsal bones, with the exception of the calcaneum, which is a tarsal bone at the back. So these tarsal bones overlap the ankle at the outside of the joint, and the ankle overlaps here the calcaneum, or tarsal bone. And these are the digits, 5 toes, each with 3 phalanges, except for the big toe, which has 2. Okay, the big toe tends to lie flat, and the other digits come down and press with their last phalanx against the ground. There are 2 bones that form the ankle joint in a joint with the tarsal bones. One bone here is held between the outside or lateral malleolus or ankle, and then the other side here is overlapped by, these are the tarsal bones here, overlapped by the medial or inside angle. In other words, the medial malleolus. So together, that's the heel. Here's the medial malleolus. And here, at an angle about 30 degrees off, this is the lateral malleolus. And these are 2 bones. Here, the tibia, the main bone of the leg, in other words, the leg below the knee. And here is the fibula, and the fibula is the second bone of the leg. This is the heel bone behind. And here, these are the tarsal bones, and the first tarsal bone that's held in place between the 2 malleoli is the talus. And that's where the joint is formed. Beyond it, we've got 5 other bones. Not going to name them off, but these are the bones that that extend down to the metatarsal bones. And the little finger is, the smallest bone is the 5th digit here, and the longest bone is this digit. And the other toes fall into line like that, with the big toe being the second longest toe. Okay. Now, the musculature and the palm, or sole of the foot, which is analogous to the palm of our hand, we're going to discuss next. Here, this is the calcaneum. All of this area has very thick padding, you see? So the joint here between the first digit and its metatarsal bone is completely covered in padding. And here, this is the calcaneum, right here. And beneath it is padding, like that. All of this is padded, forming the arch. Okay, let's give you a look into one of the really good books on the foot, and it's called Dynamic Anatomy by Byrne Hogarth. If you look at the foot, there are these particular points. The heel along here with the arch. And then here is the padding, like the knuckle pads on the palm of your hand, for the toes, 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. And this is the pad at the base of the metatarsal bone for the toe, the big toe. And this is where we bear our weight, and here. Okay, this here is an opening between this form and then the inside angle of the foot and the ankle beyond it. So when you draw the foot, you want to do this. If the foot is facing you, simply do this. Draw as though it were a footprint in the sand. Those are just a few basics. I'm not going to go beyond that because the scope of the class doesn't get into too much detail on facial features. I did go over the hand or the foot. So next term, I'm teaching a class in head painting, and we'll be using oil, acrylic, and gouache in that class. And each week we'll have a 2-week pose. And you'll be well suited for that class having taken this one. Once again, the class will be returning to live models. So let me say a few. That's very brief, but that's all we have time for. Let me say a few things in review. We worked on a male figure with a pose that could not be held in a live pose. And we worked on a male head. And we did a study of a female back view nude figure. And we also did a specific study of the hands. So that's pretty much covering most everything that you're going to encounter in the figure. There are certainly different types of poses, like kneeling or climbing and reaching or reclining. It's too many, thankfully, by the way, too many to cover them all in just 10 weeks. But I think really even the material I've given you on the poses that I just summarized, they should be able to help you in the cases of those types of poses as well. So I want to say thanks for joining the class and participating in it and following through. Continue to study what we've gone over in this 10 weeks. It's pretty substantial, and I hope to see you in my next class. Thank you.